Yes, fellow Blues, it's Chelsea versus Fulham this weekend. It will be our first EPL game for 2024. Opportunity for you to bounce back to winning ways, and also if we win that game, we'll be going closer to the likes of Newcastle and as well Brighton and over. Both teams currently occupy the ninth and eighth position respectively. There has been a lot of things happening in the Chelsea camp after our loss to Middlesbrough. That game would have given us opportunity to pull one leg in the Carabao Cup final, pending on the second leg. But as it stands, we have to wait for the return leg, which we play in Stamford Bridge, to see if Mauricio Pochettino and the Chelsea players can correct several mistakes, just to ensure we qualify for the Carabao Cup final. But for now, our focus and attention turns to our game against Fulham, which will be coming up on Saturday, EPL clash. The time or the kickoff time for that game is 12:30 p.m. UK time, 1:30 p.m. West African time. Meanwhile, ahead of our preparation for the game this morning, Mauricio Pochettino and the Chelsea players were seen entering Coban Training Center. The likes of Thiago Silva, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Conor Gallagher was seen entering the Chelsea training center, that is Coban Training Center. So we'll be looking forward to see how far Mauricio Pochettino will be able to get things right, bouncing back to winning ways. Remember, before the new year, we were able to win two EPL matches back to back, which is against Crystal Palace and as well Luton. So we'll be looking forward to build on that despite our loss against Middlesbrough. So we also expect some other players to gain more match fitness, and we'll be expecting Mauricio Pochettino press conference coming up tomorrow Friday for you to know players who will be available for selection against Fulham. Currently, Fulham are currently having one of their best of season. It's not going to be an easy encounter against Fulham, though they'll be visiting Stamford Bridge, and so far so good this season. We've been very good at home. But Fulham is not going to be an easy clash. It's not a team to underrate. Currently, they are doing fantastically well, including even our ex-player, the likes of William. They are doing well. They are having a nice season. So I expect Mauricio Pochettino and the Chelsea players to put more effort during the training section coming up today and also coming up tomorrow, so that they should ensure they return back to winning ways and probably getting all 3 points in Stamford Bridge. Then going over to other Chelsea-related news, I know a lot of our Chelsea fans are calling for the sacking of Mauricio Pochettino, and some fake news are flying all over the internet that Chelsea board has resolved or they've sacked Mauricio Pochettino. But trust me, guys, that all those are fake news. Chelsea, in fact, what I can say as at this moment is that Chelsea board are not even looking forward to even changing a coach anytime soon. So far, so good. They still have confidence in Mauricio Pochettino. But I, for one, my own opinion, though during the appointment of Mauricio Pochettino, I'm not a big fan of Mauricio Pochettino, but Pochettino is one man which I saw at the beginning more of like, if you cannot get what you love, you just have to love what you get. Because during the appointment of Mauricio Pochettino, I remember a lot of Chelsea fans were actually calling for Nagelsmann or Mauricio Pochettino, or probably even the ex-Barcelona coach who is currently coaching at PSG. But for me, I was more of like anyone Chelsea can appoint, because I was a big fan of Tuchel. So after the sacking of Tuchel, I was like, any coach that Chelsea can get or which Chelsea board think can do the work, Chelsea should get the person. So I was not a big fan of any of them or particularly choosing any coach. I was more of like any coach which the board think or Todd Bowley and co think can actually put Chelsea where Chelsea belong. Fine. And since they believe Thomas Tuchel is not good enough, or based on some personal reasons, that's why they sacked Thomas Tuchel. So any coach coming to Chelsea, I was more of like, okay, fine, we're going to support the coach. So as it stands, we'll continue to support Mauricio Pochettino, support the Chelsea players to see how far they can deliver a trophy for us. But if we have to be sincere, we can agree that the Chelsea board has gotten a lot of things wrong ever since the inception of this administration. They've got a lot of things wrong. First of all, sacking of Thomas Tuchel, the recruitment team need to be questioned. A lot of players which the Chelsea board actually signed are injury-prone players. Like these players, majority of them has history of injury, likes of Wesley Fofana, even Christopher Nkunku currently battling with injury. They signed Romelu Lavia with injury, Kani Chukwuemeka. All these, yes, they are good players, but they have his injury record before Chelsea actually signed them. So the question is, why will you go on to sign players that you already know they have injury records? So all the fault does not really boil down to Mauricio Pochettino with the current state of our play. We are playing a good football, we are creating chances, but I think we majority of the Chelsea players are average players. So if we are to compare what Chelsea is known for and what we are having currently, you agree with me that majority of the players are average player. But however it may be, it is what it is. So we just have to support the Chelsea boys, support the players, support the coaching staff to see how far they can deliver results for us. Then going over to transfer related matters, a lot has been coming up in the news, though majority of them are rumors. In as much as Chelsea continue to remain a big and one of the most successful club in Europe for the past 20 years, we expect top players to always be linked with a move down to Chelsea. But as it stands, Chelsea have not done any signing so far for the January transfer. However, we did not expect much player to be coming into Chelsea this January, but we expect the Chelsea board to strengthen some core areas, especially the striking position, with Nicolas Jackson off for AFCON, and as well, Armando Broja is not firing. Nkunku also is out on the sideline, according to reports, 2 to 3 weeks. So you could see we are left with the likes of Armando Broja, or probably using a makeshift striker like the likes of Raheem Sterling and Kopama. So you could tell from the Middlesbrough game, none of these guys are capable of playing or deputizing as a makeshift striker. So we really need a striker. So according to reports are suggesting that Victor Osimhen is ready to make a move down to Chelsea, and the transfer fee for Osimhen, or the release clause for Osimhen, remains at 135 million euro, which is equivalent to around 106 million pounds, if I'm not mistaken. While some other players are also being linked with a move down to Chelsea, the likes of Antonio Silva of Benfica, though according to reports that the release clause for Antonio Silva is around 100 million pounds, but Chelsea are eager to offer around 60 million euro, which is equivalent to around 48 to 50 million pounds. Then the likes of Osimhen, Diamondi is still being linked with a move down to Chelsea. So all this still remains a rumor, and we are not expecting much players to be coming into Chelsea for the January transfer. But we expect the Chelsea board to strengthen key positions, as I earlier said. That is the striking position. We need striker by all means, not even Paulo Dybala, who is being linked with a move down to Chelsea. For me, Chelsea need a proper striker, not an attacking player. We have a lot of options when it comes to that attacking positions. Besides, Paulo Dybala is an injury-prone player, and definitely Paulo Dybala for me is not the player which will be able to fit into the EPL, considering the physicality of EPL. And we need player who will be coming into the Chelsea as a focal striker, as a focal nine, not a makeshift striker or a player who can as well play the top 9 position. No, I believe Chelsea need a real striker, either this January transfer or come summer transfer. So fellow Blues and lovers of Chelsea, our focus and attention remains in the game against Fulham, which will be coming up with more pre-match news, and as well expecting Mauricio Pochettino's press conference coming up tomorrow, Friday. So with that press conference, we'll be able to determine players who are recovering back from injury and players who will be available for selection for the game. Remember, the kickoff time for that match, Chelsea versus Fulham, remains 1:30 p.m. West African time, 12:30 p.m. UK time. The match will be played in Stamford Bridge, and we're looking forward to Chelsea to be able to bounce back to winning ways and also continue the good run of form for EPL games played in Stamford Bridge this season. So fellow Blues and lovers of Chelsea, it's always my pleasure to have you here. I remain Alex. Bye for now.